Well, I actually practiced law. I went from Kelvin to the University of Manitoba. It was at that time called the Law School, and it's now the Faculty of Law. Graduated from there and practiced in private practice in Winnipeg in 2-3 firms. For 12 years I was the regional counsel for Canadian Pacific in Winnipeg. And we're the law team that took off the cabooses from the trains. Anybody here remember any cabooses? There you go. We were successful. Yeah, homecoming, they didn't call it that in those days. I'll tell you, the events, and they're all the same, was participation in the operetta. And we enjoyed it. We had a wonderful music teacher by the name of Mrs. Brown. And we were a bunch of guys not really interested in singing, although we all had reasonably good voices, I think, because she thought so in any event. And she got us together and we participated in the operetta. At that time it was the Gondoliers presentation. And it was 4 nights. We did the 4 nights. They were the chorus. I was in the chorus. My brother-in-law of today was one of the leads. His name is Jerry Dawson, and we had quite a quite a musical group. We actually got onto CBC because Irv Tesler is one name that comes to mind. Jerry Dawson and so on. We would sing different things around Kelvin now and then, but we had this propensity of singing in the women's washroom without the women in it. But the reason we did that is this was in the old building. I graduated in 1961. The old building was there, and the best acoustics for recording was in the women's washroom. So we got this reputation, and we actually ended up on CBC.
Cool.
But in the meantime, the operetta was a production that went on the road, and one of the fantastic memories that I have is we traveled down to Fergus Falls and put on a presentation there, and then came back to Winnipeg, and it was a pretty fun party trip both ways.
Yeah.
We would hang out. I was in Clarence Kerr's class. That was in grade 12. He was a wonderful teacher in all boys' room. There were no girls in our room, although I had, there were girls in our room before that and so on. But we were kind of a different class. And when after school, we would probably be out on the football field, or just throwing a football around, or we didn't have any events like getting together in a stamp collection meeting or something like that. No, we could probably do some athletic things. Well, I was standing on sheet 9 at the Granite Curling Club when the news came that Kennedy had been shot, but that was in '64, if I recall correctly, and I was in law school at that time. The events, I was involved in curling. Rod Hunter was a member of this school and was an excellent curler, and he had a wonderful team, and Ray Turnbull. And so they were making, in 1958 and 59, they were making news as the young juniors who were winning the provincial championship. But I wasn't involved in that. I know them all, but in any event, I wasn't involved in it. And I do remember a really sad event. There were a couple of very serious accidents during my time at Kelvin, or just before and just after. One of them, the name escapes me, I'll have to give you the name, was a school teacher here, and basically his family were wiped out except for one baby. So that was a significant event, and you're still as an award, but my memory is slipping.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then there was a student that had an accident and killed some other students that were on Wellington Crescent traveling too fast. Those are the sad events. I had but those things happen in every generation.
Yeah.
There's events like that. As far as any political event happening in 59 to 61, nothing stands out, but I mean, there were world events going on.
Yeah.
Going to Kelvin, you were pretty aware of what was going on out in the world, and we were aware of a lot of our predecessors having made their mark in the world. I think the head of the Bank of Canada came from Kelvin. I'm not positive, but I believe that's correct. My mother attended Kelvin.
Wow.
We found her picture and name in, so she graduated in 1933, I think, or 32.
Wow.
And I can add, our own children have gone through, and now their child is presently registered. One
Wow.
of
Four
my daughter's
generations.
4 generations, so we're rolling. Yeah, can't move away from River Heights.
Yeah.
Obviously, you enjoy it here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My advice, I would say, be wary, or not wary, be aware of the changing world we live in. In the legal areas, there's lots, I think for the good, we've expanded more rights for minorities, including, of course, women, First Nations, immigration, people coming in that are immigrating to Canada and so on, keeping in mind that my father came from England, and we're all immigrants to this country. And Canada is busy trying to deal with the issues that are arising right now with the different minorities and being able to assimilate them and so on. There's huge challenges available, so if somebody asked me if they want to be a lawyer, I would say that's a great idea, opens a lot of doors, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in court. You can become the High Commissioner for Canada, travel around the world, you can become a corporate counsel and that sort of thing. So in the legal field, if somebody asked me that question, that's what I'd be giving them. So basically for students, take your time in deciding what you want to do. The education is here, excellent education. You walk out with you graduate of grade 12, and or is it 11 now? No, it is 12.
Yeah,
right?
12.
Yeah.
And because at grade 11 in my day, I could have gone to first year university.
Oh, wow.
And then when I left in grade 12, I went to second year university. It was considered the same type of courses. But if you work hard and take your time, sort of see the world and get a view of what you would like to do, and keep in mind that you may not have only one job. Prepare yourself, men and women, prepare yourselves for being able to cope with other jobs or lose a job and move on. Because downsizing is a big happening in many companies, and so you may think you're secure, but always have a good eye to improve yourself.